So now I'm living in my van by choice. I'm the current prophet, and if nobody likes it, too bad. You take my money, you cut me
like
off,
men.
you say I'm too short.
Yes.
It's ridiculous, Shorty.
Your hair right now kind of reminds me of De Niro in Taxi. It kind of.
I like that actually.
Yeah, you'll take it.
I think I showed Benexi like probably a year ago now. I showed her the movie, and she
didn't like it.
No, she actually really liked it.
Okay.
But she was like, "Oh, he's weird looking and stuff like that." And I agree. Like he's supposed to look kind of off. Like he's off. He's playing like a character that's not all there. Like, but I also think he was kind of like in his prime. Like he looked like good. Like he was a good looking dude.
The only other time he was, well, it was kind of weird because he was older. But I can't remember for the life of me the name of it. That boxing movie he did, was it like Bull?
Raging Bull.
Raging Bull, yeah. He was in good shape in that, but it was just like weird seeing him in good shape like that because he have his age. It just kind of looked funny, and you don't normally see him with like a six pack.
He's a legit boxer.
Who?
Robert De Niro.
Raging Bull.
You know, he took he like actually learned how to box.
Oh, I'm sure.
No, I mean like he and then he like
Oh, by the way, this is a Shorty episode.
Yeah. Well, we don't have to say shit about it because it's a Shorty, so we don't have to now. All we have to say is
we do what the fuck we want.
Here, put my glasses on for a little explanation.
Now you look like a raper.
Shorties are a condensed version of our podcast. They're a small, shorter, mini version, like format version of our fucking entirely raw, right off the top of our heads, whatever we think of. Like nothing is thought of or written down beforehand.
Literally right before we started recording, I was like, I got nothing to say.
Yeah, we were like, this might be the shortest shorty ever. Yeah. It's going to be a 5-minute shorty where we're like,
but it is what it is.
We dedicated that we were going to do shorties every episode of the full podcast that we do.
Yep, so we're just knocking it out regardless.
The whole point of them is great because we can make them as short as we want, and it really doesn't matter. I mean, people are definitely going to be like, fuck, this Shorty episode was too short. But
maybe not. Maybe it was perfect length.
You've never heard that in your life.
I've heard it's too short.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And I mean, you kept telling me that.
You kept saying that when we were watching Cuties. You're like, this is too short. More.
Yeah, I wish that was like basically, not remember, but the Lord of the Rings, how long those were. I want trilogy style type shit going on with these Cuties.
I want the Harry Potter franchise.
Oh yes,
of Cuties. I want like 8-part movie series and like 7 books.
Okay. We could get J.K. Rowling or whatever to write the Cuties books.
Dude, that fucking lady is going through some shit right now, man.
Yeah,
Did you see all the people burning her books?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, she keeps saying like these really fucking questionable things like continuously.
Well, she's like super. She's like very progressive and liberal and stuff like that. You know, she's like, but she's also kind of an asshole and stupid.
Sounds like it.
Because she'll like she's like a fucking middle-aged white lady who wrote a book series. Like she started it in like the 90s or some shit.
What's it called again?
Something Harry Up My Butthole.
Oh, okay. Yeah, most people probably never heard of it before. So that's why I was asking.
I've got something Harry in my Potter. Something like that.
Potter, Harry, what?
The Potter's Harry Stone is
sorting hat of the vagina.
Yeah, we're along the lines here.
Yeah,
but so she wrote this fucking.
Oh, it was Harry Potter. We were way off.
That's it. I was thinking Chronicles of Riddick.
Me too.
Yeah,
honestly.
So basically, she wrote this series like in the fucking 90s. So I mean it was before things were as progressive as they are now, where it's like if you use the wrong pronoun people fucking. Dude, try and explain that to like any Hispanic grandmother, like the use of the wrong pronoun, because they'll use if they speak to you not in their native language, they use the wrong pronouns anyways.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's
your
already
grandma
broken
will
up
constantly
anyways.
Call you she or her when she means to say him, because it's already confusing enough for her. So
Or
like
maybe him.
You try explaining that to them about someone with a mustache and a skirt with tits,
dude, and
their fucking heads will explode.
Dude, the Latinx thing, dude, that is so fucking dumb, dude.
It's not happening.
I saw a goddamn, like I said,
that's only an American thing,
right? That's what I'm saying.
It's just an American.
But I got on Twitter to see what was trending, and it was a few days back, and it had something to do with the Latinx movement or something. I was like, Jesus, mother fucking Christ, are you serious with this shit?
If there's anywhere in the world that things are not progressive, it's Latin America. Okay,
definitely,
it's not going to happen. You're not going to change the language of Latin America.
Mm-hmm.
All of their favorite things to say are racist and homophobic.
All I gotta say is, look what happened to Ricky Martin. That motherfucker was the biggest thing on earth.
He was huge.
Yeah,
he was he was the biggest.
Living la vida loca, and then until he started
was.
taking the. Yeah, I'm not going to go into that.
Harry Potters.
Yeah, Harry Potters.
He was taking some Harry Potters.
He's taking something. But no, man.
Yeah, well, the thing about J.K. Rowling is
it Rowling or Rolling? Rowling.
See, I always say Rowling, but it might be Rolling. I don't know. I say Rowling.
Rolling.
J.K. Rowling. But
that sounds more.
So she's like always been super progressive, but it's I think to a fault, because she's like one of those people where she tries to do things after the fact. So now that things have become super progressive and woke, she'll retroactively try and make changes to the story that she finished writing like a decade ago.
That's so
or more.
Yeah, like how she made Dumbledore gay.
Yeah, she made him gay, even though it was never there was never anything in the books to indicate
no
that
hints, no like it was just out of nowhere.
She announced that there was like a Jewish character in the books the whole time. She even named him
Dobby
in a tweet. She named him in a tweet. It was like his name was like Andrew Lieberwitz or something.
He was in
like
there for one sentence.
The biggest Jew name you could think of. It was like
Andy Sandberg.
Fucking Timmy Goldstein or something. Like it was such a. Dude, it was almost offensive. It's like I could see the curls coming off of that name.
You remember how we talked about? I might have been on the podcast a long time ago, or maybe not. But when Marvel, the comics were doing the similar thing.
Oh yeah.
It's
that's been going on for a long time.
It's that same bullshit, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but this is one person with the control over her own franchise.
This is true.
She's retroactively going back and saying like, no, guys, this was progressive the whole time. You just weren't paying attention when it wasn't. She'll just be like, actually, there's Hufflepuff, Slytherin, Gryffindor. I think there's another one, and I can't remember what it is. But she'll probably be like, there's actually been another house the whole time, and it's called the fucking
Rainbow
Take
Unicorns.
It Up the Assers. And it's just like a fucking house for gay people. And like, it's fine if you want to do that. Nobody's upset with that, but it's the fact that she's pretending like she was like this the whole time that everyone gets so annoyed with her that she's like retroactively making changes to this already established world and characters.
Well, yeah, I mean, especially because of how big the Harry Potter books were and the movies.
Yeah, huge.
It gets ridiculous. It'd be like the same thing as if out of nowhere George Lucas is like, oh yeah,
George
by the way,
Lucas has that issue too, though. He's retroactively made changes.
In which ones?
Oh, dude, yeah, he's made a bunch of like fucking. He's such an asshole. He can't leave his own work alone. He's so obsessed with going back.
Oh, I guess
You can't find the original versions.
Yeah,
of the
Star
movies.
Wars. Yeah, because he went back and digitally.
He made changes. He changed scenes.
Remember the fucking the bar scene?
Han shot first.
Yeah, that was another one.
He fucking changed the whole thing. He's an asshole, man.
That was a bad example.
Same thing.
That was a bad example.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
For anyone who wants to watch the original versions of the Star Wars movies, you would have to find actual copies of the originals, because you can't do it any of. Maybe if you like.
You can probably find it on YouTube, honestly.
I think a lot of people. I've tried looking for them like that, man. It's so fucking difficult. Maybe if you torrent it off of a site illegally, or I don't know, but
don't do that, because we don't condone illegal activity.
Fuck
in any
Star
sense.
Wars. I condone anything illegal when it comes to Star Wars.
Actually, I meant to send it to you and Ginger Sean in our group chat, but I was scrolling on Facebook earlier today, and just a random ad popped up for another podcast that was a Star Wars podcast. It was called
only Star Wars.
Yeah, it's called Jabba the Podcast or Jabba the Pod or some shit, and we're plugging them in not fuck him. But yeah, I was gonna send it. I'm like, yo, Ginger Sean started a podcast. It looks like, but it basically just, I didn't look into it. It just looked like a fucking just a specifically Star Wars podcast, which I don't see
I'm
how that
trying to
would
think
last.
if there's a better Star Wars related name.
Oh,
that
there's
could
so
fit
many.
into a podcast
So
title.
many.
You know what I mean? Because that's
Yeah.
kind of like Job of the Podcast.
Job of the Pod, I think is what it's called. Job of the, yeah, it really it was a shitty name. I did note that when I was reading. I was like, that's a shitty name.
Something. There's got to be something better.
People probably think of that about our name though, the Cleaning Out My Closet podcast.
Yeah,
it's a mouthful.
But once you figure out the whole backstory to how we started the podcast, it makes total sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it does, but it's, if you don't know it out of context, it does like
Yeah,
not
I just
make
don't
any
want to
sense.
explain it every single time we have to say the name
Oh,
of
I'm
our
not going
podcast.
to.
We're just like, all right, so here's how it all started.
It started back in 1992. You see, I was a young chap, just a baby.
I was what's it called? Drinking the cells out of dead fetuses.
That's
to
when you
regain
met
my
Tom
strength.
Cruise the first time.
Him and Christopher Reeves, they took me to the dark side. That's the original plot to Star Wars.
Christopher Reeve. Yeah, and then Tom Cruise took his powers away, and that's why he became all.
Just gonna talk shit on Christopher Reeve like that. I fucking love that guy, dude. When I think of Superman, I still think of that guy.
Yeah, I do too.
Like even like Henry Cavill's cool and all. Like those movies just fucking suck.
Yeah,
ass.
so the movies were terrible, and the thing is, so obviously some of the later Superman movies were not as good.
Yeah,
they were pretty bad.
remember the one with like the evil blonde dude? What the fuck was that?
Oh, that
It's like Superman 4 or 5 or something.
don't even fucking
Remember
know.
that? It's like late 80s. I think it was like the last one he did before the.
The stem cell.
Yeah.
He's the one that got fucked by the horse. That makes
Nobody's
sense.
gonna get that joke unless they watch the full episode that doesn't come out until 2 days after this episode.
So they have to watch the episode.
Then come back and watch. Yeah, see,
And that's gonna happen.
This is why our schedule is completely fucked. But I don't
It
care.
happens.
We do it this
Fuck
way
it.
because this is how we like it.
We do. We tried it, I think, the first time doing the shorty first and then recording the episode. And ultimately just was not good content, to be honest with you. It did help in the
Hey,
long run
all
for the
content's
episode.
Good content.
That is
we learned
true.
that from Taylor, which
Yes.
I met for the first time
Oh yeah.
today.
So I was asking you earlier, what was like? What did you think of him? Not what. So obviously, the description or the idea that you had in your head of what he looked like was not
I was
accurate.
wrong. I was wrong. He was a cool guy.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was cool. He had like a good sense of humor about him, and we talked briefly. Like I was just asking him questions about like where he worked and everything like that.
how
And
big's your dick, bro?
he told me like, he works for the CIA and shit.
Yeah.
So we found the mole. We found him. We know
Yep.
who it is.
We
And
we're gonna exploit him now. He's actually a double agent working for us now, and we're gonna find out what happened to.
I'm living my best Jew life right now. Look
Let me
at his
see,
hair.
dude. I honestly, we got to figure out some type of competition or some type of bet. If you lose, you got to get those actual Jew curls.
I would totally do it.
just for.
I would totally do it.
Just do it.
What I want to do is I want to have a competition for us
Uh-huh.
and have it so that the loser has to like grow their hair out and get a mullet
Okay.
and then also grow their facial hair out.
Ooh.
And they have to do the Joe Dirt like facial hair.
Ooh. I honestly, the only thing is that we got to get Ginger involved just for the fact is, and I think I told you this before when we originally had this idea. I just want to see a gross Ginger mullet.
Or, hear me out on this one.
Okay. I'm
You
already
got to
sold.
get the skullet,
Ooh,
which is where you grow it out, you get it real long, and you just get rid of all the top,
Yep.
and you just keep the side hair super long.
So imagine
Ben
Danny.
Franklin.
Yeah,
It's the Ben
yeah,
Franklin.
the Ben Franklin. It's all about the Franklins and the Benjamins,
skullet.
baby.
I would love to see one of those in the wild. It's like seeing a stallion gallop through a meadow.
Yep. Actually, would it look better? You know that military.
It's like a guy with a mullet and an El Camino.
He would definitely be driving an El Camino.
Like wearing torn off ripped jean shorts.
He's probably sporting some Vans.
Mm-hmm.
And
And like as you drive by, you hear, "Ain't seen nothing yet." Dun, dun, baby, ain't seen nothing yet.
He gets his rat tail stuck in the door when he shuts it. It's that long. It's like goes down to his ass cheeks.
He's on his way to pick up his welfare check.
Yep. And then he's gonna cash it in for meth.
Yeah.
Don't meth around with meth, kids.
Oh my god, dude.
Public service announcement.
Yeah, honestly, this episode we have like nothing to talk about.
Not really, honestly. It's just probably
going to be our
short
shortest.
one.
Yeah, our shortest episode we've ever done. But I'm cool with that because honestly,
I mean, that, like you said, we've said
the
it
whole point
multiple
of these
times.
is
It's exactly that.
if
Just
we have
whatever the
nothing
fuck we
else
wanna
to talk about, we just turn off the cameras and we're done with
I mean,
these.
show us, and then we have sex. Wild ape sex. Speaking of wild ape sex,
Here we go.
The videos that
More
we were just
Tom Cruise
watching,
stories.
not Tom Cruise, with Snoop Dogg narrating the
the animal stuff.
Dude,
Yeah,
so
Julian had
fucking-
never seen those videos.
No, I see that. I didn't
Oh, you
remember
didn't
it.
remember it, dude.
Yeah,
and I showed you the 2 Chainz reacting to the sex toy stuff.
Dude, that was
That's incredible.
priceless.
So I was saying to Julian, we gotta do something where we can get 2 Chainz and Snoop Dogg to like do like sports narration.
Or any type of narration. Dude, what if they did the narration to porno?
That'd be great.
Like, dude, yes.
Or fighting events, like we get rid of Rogan and we just get them to come in and they get super fucking
that
baked.
motherfucker got knocked the fuck out. Like, dude, yeah, that should be hilarious.
What kind of impression was that?
That was just me excited. That was me reacting to what he said.
I buy that, sure.
I wouldn't.
I'm gonna call the NAACP.
That's a weird way to spell. Neighbor. That's a weird way to spell neighbor.
Oh fuck!
Have you never listened to rap music, bro? I still think that shit is crazy.
Well, guys,
I really don't got much else to talk about.
I think this is gonna be it for this episode.
Pretty much.
I think this is definitely our shortest shorty. And
probably won't get well received, but you know what? Fuck them. We do what we do.
Man, it's fun. It's a fun, short little thing.
And it's just a good way to unwind.
I had
honestly.
a good time, yeah. We finished the episode, so it is what it is.
All right, baby. Suck my dick later. He's done. He's quitting. Dude, put your fucking dick away.
He was like a heavy turtle on my back, like 3 big bags of sugar.